Coming to you live where every season is the season of impotence.
It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to episode number 129 of the Destiny
do
Down
it
Under
properly,
podcast.
for fuck's sake. Do it again.
I'm
Run
here
it
with
again.
Mylan Games.
Nah, fucking.
I'm not
start
doing
the
it
advert
again. I'm not doing it again.
Fuck
It was
you.
funny the one time we did it. Welcome to Destiny Down Under. I'm joined by Mylan Games and grumpy old cunt sloth. Wow, we've made it a minute in before someone got the C-bomb.
It wasn't even me this time.
It wasn't even you. Fuck. Anyway, how's it
Why
going?
you always do this to me?
Do you know? Oh fuck, no, I'll tell this story in a second. Let's get through the first minute of this story.
Well, we've gone 30 seconds and been derailed once already. So.
Woo!
Oh.
Sunday.
How's it going, guys? What's going on? What have you been up to this week?
Well, I had some PhD data collection yesterday, which is why we couldn't do the podcast. We're setting up a regional coding club for kids with autism. So, good hour and a half drive to our southwest, setting it up and then coming back. So, but really good turnout. Lots of people there. Pretty much already booked all our classes. So, good stuff. But on to the next thing now. We've got to deliver it. So, we'll be pretty busy on Saturdays coming up.
That's good. So yeah, just be warned going forward. There's probably going to be a few times when the podcast isn't when it normally is. But once Matty gets through all his stuff, we'll be going back to the usual time slot. But this is important. It's important to Matt. Very important to Matt, and as a result, very important to the rest of us. So just bear with us. We'll get there. Slothy, what have you been up to this week? Oh, sorry.
Hold on. This is the story added onto that, right? So
Yeah, right.
when I'm talking to some of the teenagers, I use my YouTube channel as street cred because some of them, like, you can tell
Don't
that
give
you
a
can.
fuck.
Yeah, so like, 14-year-old boy with autism, like, I can tell that he's been dragged there by his mum. Come on, let's learn about coding, and like it's got zero fucking like patience. And his mum's trying to like get him to talk to me. And he's like, oh, I was like, what do you do? He's like, I watch YouTube. And I said, oh, interesting thing about that. He goes, I'm a YouTuber. And he's like, looks at me, he's like, okay,
No,
you gotta
not. Fuck off,
and
man.
then okay, you gotta guess how many subscribers. And he goes, 10.
5.
Okay, you gotta get a little bit higher. He goes, 100,000. I go a little bit higher. He's like, really? And then, boom, that's got him already. But the reason why I say that is I could never advertise DDU because I can't send children here when the first fucking words are like,
Yeah, no. Give him the feed him the law.
podcast too, son. You should check that out. Oi, what's up? Yes, sees. You are not going to that club
kids sitting in the
anymore.
corner, kids just enjoying the podcast. Mum's like, "What do you want for dinner, little Jimmy?" Who gives a fuck, cunt? Fucking whatever. Yeah, no, it's a hard sell, Matt, and totally understand.
We are fantastic role models.
Yeah, no, we're not here for that.
Yeah.
We're not here for that. There's plenty of other people in the Destiny community that you can look to. And Matt, when he's on his off days and he's not here, is a reasonable role model, I suppose.
No, he's not. He's
Studying
a
and
toxic
doing
cunt.
law and all. Yeah, I mean, we know that, but not everyone knows that. Anyway, Slothy, you played comp last night, but in Overwatch. And you stayed up very late. When I was going to bed at 1:30 a.m., I thought, geez, I've had a late night. And then Sloth starts streaming. I'm like, what the fuck?
I didn't stream last night. I
Didn't you? I thought you did.
No.
Anyway. I saw an alert. I must have just misread it. How you been, mate?
No.
Just dying a slow death.
So this week I've actually been playing a lot of fucking Destiny. A lot of Mananganangs, a lot of raids,
A lot of Nicki Minaj.
a lot of fucking Menageries. all that sort of thing. And I played Sekiro this week.
Oh, this is
And
elaborate.
So I played Sekiro. I beat Genshiro. Beat Genshiro.
Which one's that? I don't remember the names.
The dude with the sword that turns into the dude with the lightning sword and the lightning bow.
Okay, I don't think I got up to him.
Yeah, so I beat him. I was like, fantastic, we can move on with the rest of the game. And I had more issues fighting normal fucking enemies than fighting Genshiro.
I shouldn't laugh.
And I got to the next bosses, the gun grandmothers, basically old women with big long sniper rifles, and it just
Okay, so
I almost put my PlayStation controller through the window. That's how angry I was.
Okay.
I was just like, I have to stop. Stop.
So I said this to you when I first started playing Sekiro, and I just said, in general, I don't think it's my type of game, just with the way the system is in it. Do you think it's not your type of game, or do you think it's just like that level of hardness that you just can't keep playing?
No, I got so used to fighting one person and got used to his move, because I was stuck on Genshiro for about 3 streams. Because I learned his moveset, got him down to the first phase. I'm like, cool. And then his moveset changed, and I was like, oh, okay. So I got him down to the second set. I'm like, yeah, fuck, I've beaten him. And then he's like turns into drops all his armor and turns into fucking Pikachu with a katakana. So it was it was a thing. So yeah, been playing a lot of Destiny this week, and then last night I ended up playing Overwatch competitive with Kieran and Zebra without a sword and Kobe, my artist Kobe Scots, until about 4 a.m.
Good job. Did you get angry at any point? Because I know that you're
no.
Really?
No, I don't get angry at Overwatch. I laugh. So the first comp match was in the Australian servers, not in the American servers.
Yeah.
And Saturday is when all the children are on and all that sort of thing. And I tweeted last night, like we had 15 games, and everyone was just like, every game was just a massive amount of toxic. But there was one Mercy who was in voice chat. There was one Mercy who was like, come on guys, we can, like, let's just group up and trying his fucking hardest. He was trying his hardest not to be toxic. He was trying to keep everyone together, keep everyone, working as a team, and we won that match. But Jesus, he was getting flamed by the Hanzo on our team, was getting flamed by the entirety of the other team, and I was just like, oh my god. And the first match, Kobe was healing me. I was playing a tank. I was playing Orisa, and I killed their Reaper a few times because Silver Reapers are about as fucking intelligent as a box of bricks. And I was getting called every word under the sun and then some, and like just racist shit. And I was like, oh my god, this is just par for the course for
who got him started on Overwatch? Do we have to cut him off?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you what, that guy, the guy, the YouTube guy that's fucking actual podcast, he's fucking just waiting. I can see him. He's already typed out actual podcast starts at, and he's just waiting for the time to accrue.
He's
until
waiting
he can
for
write
the
it.
time, yeah. So yeah, dude, lots of Destiny this week though. Holy shit!
I think what we'll do.
I love Menagerie so
It's fucking
much.
rad, man. I've finally got the gauntlet. But look, what we'll do, we'll blast through this week at Bungie. We'll talk about a few of the tweets and shit that have gone out this week, because there's been some actual pretty fucking interesting stuff said by Noseworthy and those guys around E3 and whatnot. But and then we'll get into our impressions of Season of the Opulence, and then Matty can dive in on his lore, because I haven't had a chance to watch his video yet this week, so I'll be hearing it all firsthand. So you'll be able to look at me as I learn and the dumbass facial expressions that I pull. But I had a big week, right? I knocked over the raid. I did all of that, and then last Saturday night.
Did you get it done before reset?
No, he didn't, because he's a pleb.
why?
It's
You
gonna
know
be
why?
awkward
Because
when
it
me and
doesn't.
Sloth turn up with their jackets.
Yeah, it'll be awkward because I'll be asking you like, how do you stack your finances so you could afford this shit? A $400
okay.
jacket.
Do you know how much the fuck I bought the Of course, I bought the collector's edition Shadow Key because it had a fucking law book with it, right?
Yeah, you basically have to.
Do you know
They've got
how
you.
much the fucking shipping was?
I want it.
It was like
$150.
It was almost more than the fucking collector's edition. It was like $110 US for standard shipping.
Oh my god. Anyway, let's
And
just
that's
jump.
why. Let's just do it. Just
Do
do
the
it. Hit
fucking-
the button.
hit the button. Good. Let's go into some news. News.
I can't wait to get a fucking voice modulator so I can do that live. Shit. This week at Bungie. 13th of June, 2019, from Cosmo. This week at Bungie, we watch Guardians hunt for truth. Season of Opulence is off and running. Guardians are piling into the Emperor's Lost Vaults in search of the treasure of their choosing. Earlier this week, you discovered a new boss waiting for you in the depths of the Menanganang Menage a Trois. Upon defeating it, you... you were given a quest to seek out truth, not in an X-Files way, but the rocket launcher. Truth, a weapon that seeks out its targets aggressively.
That's fucking
some
annoying.
players in the world.
Have you seen this tracking on this
Yeah,
shit?
it's
Yeah.
fucked. I've been subject to it in the bloody Crucible. There was this one game of comp we played last night, and this guy just had it, and he kept it was fucking annoying, man. You're like, oh no, surely I'm safe. I'm around a corner, and then miraculously get fucking killed. It's
You turn the left corner, right corner,
You
straight
really
away,
go-
left corner, right corner, and then hide behind a box, and you see this rocket going this way.
That's it.
This way. It's like an aggressive tracking dog. Holy shit.
fucked.
How does it go like? So if someone's behind, because the issue with the tracking, if someone's behind cover, it will like track into the wall. But you can
Yeah, it won't
basically
track
lock
over the
on
cover.
and then like aim upwards, right, and then
Yeah.
shoot it, and it will like torpedo down.
Yeah, it'll
Mhm.
it'll like arc, which is just it's disgusting. And this guy was clearly very good with it, or I'm just a moron standing in the open. One of the two. Probably I know which one.
Were you drinking last night?
No, good boy. I'm still recovering from last weekend.
Fucking proud of you.
Still recovering.
I'm still recovering from Friday. Holy shit.
I'll tell that story later when we get off track, but it's funny.
That's a fucking great story. Iron Banana makes a return this week with Lord Salad Bar setting back up in the tower. He will return for the first Iron Banner of the Season of Opulence. With the new season, you have a fresh set of weapons and armor available to earn. Saladin continues to offer his Iron Banner bounties, but it will also set you on a quest to earn your gear. In other words, prove your worth and be outfitted as an Iron Lord. That seems to be there's like quest lines for things.
I like that. I like that you're basically going through and doing like a bounty or whatever per piece of armor. It's really straight up.
What? So what's different about it?
Each armor piece will be granted upon completing its associated quest step. So it's not all you just play
Bounties.
Iron Banner. It's not just Iron Banner. You don't just get stuff for finishing the match.
Yeah,
Don't
you
you
don't
think
get
they'll-
or buy it with
they'll-
tokens or whatever. I think there'll be other shit in there. I think the Iron Banner loot pool is still pretty fucking big, given we've had 3 cycles of it. Whether or not everything's dropping or not, I'm not sure. But I know there's a few people that are going to be in there chasing the swarm of the Raven, given that like if you get spike nades on it, it is literally the biggest DPS beast in the game at the moment. So I think that's getting in there. That's worth getting in there and chasing because holy shit, it is serious.
Wait,
But,
what do I want? What do I need to do? Tell me.
Swarm of the Raven
spike grenades.
with spike grenades as the perk.
What do spike grenades do?
I've got no idea. I just get
Just
told these
look up
things.
the perk. Look at you fucking sitting in front of your computer. Go to Ishtar
Hang on, I'll tell you
fucking perk.
because I
Jesus.
went through my
No,
vault.
look, I give you guys, the law. And when I got one fucking question.
Shut
You know what? I'll
the
tell you,
fuck
mate.
Even-
up. No one
I'll tell you.
cares.
Let me consult
Explain
the
it to
one that
me.
I just had sitting in my vault. Spike spark grenades. Grenades fired from this weapon do increased damage on direct hits. Increased stability.
Yeah, okay.
And plus 10 stability. So really, just hit things with it. And put a boss spec on it, and you'll be fisting what's his name? Gavin?
Galron.
Gavin the Deceptor.
Gavin. That's his name from now on.
Gavin the Deceptor. Does rocks float on lava? No,
Right,
no one gets a Rooster Teeth reference.
No.
Okay.
No.
After unlocking an armor piece that may be reacquired with might be reacquired with random rolls through Iron Banner reputation packages and match rewards. If you are a veteran player who earned Iron Banner ornaments in the past, this season's armor is compatible with all Year 1 Iron Banner ornaments.
Good.
Yep. Iron Banner packages have been updated. Iron Banner armor may now roll with enhanced perks. New weapons have also been added to Iron Banner packages and have a higher chance to drop on the first package you redeem. New Iron Banner shaders, an emblem, and a sparrow may be earned through objectives that must be completed during Season of Opulence. Iron Banner bounties will continue to grant rewards and Iron Banner tokens. Iron Banner bounties no longer unlock direct purchase for Iron Banner gear. It is now acquired directly through the Iron Banner quest. Shit.
Good.
To be honest, I always have high hopes to actually do Iron Banner. I play about 3 matches, then I stop playing.
I'm one of the few people. I
Same.
like it. Like I can just grind it, but that's me. I'm just brainless in the Crucible.
But after
there you
seeing, have you seen Lord of Wolves?
Oh, it's fucked. I had to go with it last night. It takes, like, it's not the kind of gun I've ever really used before, so it took some getting used to. But the fact that you can now proc whatever that bloody perk is, where it shoots all the fucking things at once, it is rude, man. It is getting spammed to death in comp. It is fucking everywhere. It's basically that or
Have
like
we
snipes.
had something like this, like that's that bad in PvP? Like in a while?
Yeah. Fucking Fellwinter's Lie in Destiny 1.
No, I'm talking about
D2,
recently.
like probably not that pronounced. Probably not
Because I'm
that
just getting
pronounced. It is
flashbacks to like
fucking-
Vex Mythoclast, but like everyone has it. You know? Like,
Yeah, it is bad. I mean, I was playing. We were playing with Maxi Bond last night, and he was absolutely fucking caning people with it. And he's like, it's so broken that he can't bring himself to use it in quick play. It's like in comp where other people are using it, that's fine. I'll just fucking like go to town. But holy shit, yeah, Prometheus Lens is probably the most recent, completely fucking broken gun.
Because I was just thinking, how quickly did they patch that? How long did it take them to patch Prometheus? I'm just wondering how long it's going to take for them to do something about Lord of Wolves.
It was a week. It was a week
and
before
a
they
half.
patched it. It was a week before they patched it, but then they had a week of just everyone just playing laser tag, which was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Can I go into Iron? Do you think it will stay the same for Iron Banner? And can
Yeah,
I go into
probably.
Iron Banner with Lord of Wolves?
They haven't announced that they're going to do anything about it yet, so I'm not sure. I imagine they'll just roll it back to the way it was, where you had to proc that perk, not like just spawn in and hold reload. To have
Hold
a gun,
reload,
hold
and then
reload
shoot
to have
everything.
just a gun of death. It shoots fucking 10 shots at once. It's bullshit.
Fire everything.
Basically, yes.
Look at the hunter armor.
Okay.
Look at the hunter helmet for the Iron Banner. The face mask looks like a mix between the face mask that old
it's the
lass
year
was
one
wearing
stuff
in.
again. It's the year one
No.
stuff.
I know, but it looks like the top of the face mask looks like the face mask that old lass was wearing in Nier Automata, with the bottom bit being fucking thrall teeth.
Yeah, it's crook. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Hunters, you should be fucking ashamed. Legitimately, you should be ashamed. You are the ugliest class and the most useless class in the world.
Brush your teeth. It's getting out of hand.
Fucking hell. And then we've got the banner and the Iron Banner shoot gun and new emblems.
I like the new emblem. It's got a wolf on it.
Yeah, it's like pixel. It's like pixel art almost.
Yeah, it's kind of pixel art. It's cute.
Yeah,
It's
it's
kind of cute, but also somewhat intimidating.
Kind of
there's
cute.
little like wolf eyes in the background. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
They've got some raid stats as well. We'll quickly chuck through it. world first, obviously, 6 Guardians. Congrats to CG and Be Bold Destiny. 24-hour completions, 535 Guardians through, and week 1 completions, 45,475 Guardians. In the grand scheme of things, of all the people who do play this game at the start of a new season, 45,000 isn't a great number.
Yeah, but what you do is you do 45,000. How much was a raid jacket?
I actually did this math sitting at my desk on Friday when I read this. So
How
if
much is a raid
everyone
jacket?
that completes it in the first fucking week buys a jacket, it's worth nearly $12 million. So now we know where the fucking... Guess what? New content. It's paid for exclusively by fucking jackets. That's cool. If you're into that, go and buy it. It's fucking rad.
I know. I don't think they would.
I wonder,
ever
like, I
release
wonder
it,
what
but
the
I would love to see the percentage of people who follow up with a raid jacket who complete it the first
I was
week.
just about to say, yeah. Like I would really like to see what the percentage is, because it's also time gated.
Yeah.
Like you've got a set amount of time to buy the jacket,
to do
which
it.
I find really
That is a bit
silly,
hard,
really
isn't it?
dumb. It is hard. It is
Because
hard.
it is expensive.
Well, I mean, you were saying there before, like your collector's edition was another $100 on top of the fucking whatever it is that
Dude,
you bought
I've
for the high
spent
field.
so much shit on Destiny this week, like $500 US between the fucking raid jacket.
Don't
and the collector's
complain.
edition,
We all know
and,
you're
like,
going to write it off to tax, you cheeky cunt.
You're going to write it off to tax. You're going to write it off to tax and use that fucking EA money. You fucking sellout shit.
This is a business expense. Hang on, just in case the tax office is listening, it seriously is a business expense.
It is, yeah. It is a business expense for this fuckhead. The DPS team is always working diligently behind the scenes. They make sure you have the info you need for the best Destiny 2 experiences. They report Destiny 2 hotfix 2.5.0.3. Today, we deployed Destiny 2 hotfix. This hotfix addressed the following issues. Resolved an issue blocking progress towards the quest, the invitation, where some players were not receiving credit when deceiving bosses. Resolved an issue blocking progress towards the quest, the invitation, where some players could not upgrade their Chalice of Opulence. Resolved an issue where Sturm's Accomplice perk no longer reloaded non-drang energy weapons following update 2.5.0.1. Please note, we are investigating the ongoing issue where Sturm does not reload non-drang sidearms. Resolved an issue causing Eververse armor to have different perks than shown in the Eververse shorefront.
It's fine, Sloth.
I
You
should
just
have
leave
slept.
it.
I should have slept.
I just want to
should've
touch
slept
on one
last
point.
night.
If everyone wears a raid jacket to Guardian Con, can you imagine the body odor that will be going on in Midsummer, Florida? With
No.
But you know what? You gotta say thanks to good old Uncle Log for looking out for you, because I put a tweet out on Thursday, or maybe it was Friday. I can't remember. Time is irrelevant. That maybe next time we could get a raid flano instead.
Oh, I did see that.
And I actually had a conversation with Sue from Bits and Pixels, who's their merchandising person that manages this shit. She asked me what color my family tartan was, and I told her it's blue, which it is. So if we get a blue raid flano for fucking Black Garden, you'll know who to blame.
If there's
Can
a blue
you
raid
imagine
flano,
if they did an Australian version, or if they did customizable?
Yeah, but you know what? They should start
countries?
doing it. They should start diversifying the thing, because you can only wear one jacket at once. But if they brought out fucking raid sneakers or fucking whatever, you could just be kitted out completely in different raid merchant. Oh, check it out! Did you get the fucking? Did you get the Wrath of the Machine watch? Did you get the?
Just imagine the videos that would come out with. What's up? I've got my new fucking Nike Guardian shoes. I've got my jeans, man. What's up, brah?
Can you please never do that again?
That was worse than my intro to the podcast. I'd like a formal
Yeah,
written
I know.
apology. That was fine.
On my desk, on your desk.
On my desk by Monday morning. You've got a day less than you normally have. Keep it in mind. All right. Well, that's about it for the TWAB. But one thing that an interesting comment that was made through the week at E3, Mark Noseworthy was being interviewed about Stadia and was asked whether it would prevent cross-play and all that sort of stuff. So basically the gist of what he said is that Stadia itself will be its own little microcosm. I was under the understanding that it'd be playing against PC, but it's probably for the best that it isn't, given that it's, there's a performance issue there.
Just imagine the input lag and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So that is what it is. But he was asked whether or not it would hinder cross-play and whether or not that was a serious thing that they were thinking about. And he basically outright said that Bungie are looking at cross-play, but it's just too much for them to have on the plate right now. So he said within the next sort of calendar year, it won't be something that they're looking at. But that's a huge deal to even be able to just, like, I can't imagine Bungie under Activision would have ever said anything with that much like, oh yeah, it's something we'd love to do and we won't get to it this year, but hopefully next year. Like that's not a commitment, but it's fucking very, very transparent. Like, yeah. I'm chuffed with it. I'm stoked with it. But I mean, if that's what ultimately that's where I'd love to see Destiny get to. I know that people have reservations with console performance against PCs and all that sort of shit, but I think for the health of the game ultimately, and the queue times and all that sort of shit, and the fact that you could literally just play with whoever you wanted whenever, it'd be incredible. So let's hope that.
Fucking just have a shot of concrete, harden the fuck up, and get in, and let's do some goddamn crossplay. You fucking whinging twat.
Who are you talking to?
He's just being angry about no one.
Oh. Yeah, but the interesting thing is, like, to bring it back to Activision and that kind of thing, you can see that. I mean, right now with cross save, bring it back to Activision. Well, no, with cross save, you'd have to buy it on every console, whereas crossplay, you wouldn't necessarily do that to have to play with your friends. So, like, once again, it's not a decision that's fueled financially, but it's more like what the players want.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're even talking about that is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it would be you'd have to think it'd be a net loss of revenue because it'd be like there'd be less need. Like if you're the guy that's got an Xbox and a PlayStation, you only need one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
Can we briefly touch on the fact that in all of, like, in Logstream and my channel, I haven't checked out fucking Matt's channel because he's on YouTube and YouTube doesn't give notifications. Fuck you, YouTube.
I don't think he's been streaming this week anyway. He's been a busy boy.
No, you're but can we just touch on the fact that I've had people who are long time viewers and subs and all that sort of thing, parts of my community and your community that I've seen who are not interested in Destiny, but they're actually interested now.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are legitimate, like, people are interested in jumping onto Destiny because of the new light thing. Like, it's fucking it's insane.
Who was that?
It's
Who was that
really,
big
really
streamer
good.
that I had no idea about until they were like
XQC.
It was like 20,000 people fucking watching him do Leviathan.
It's one of those. It's one of those things when I see things like that. I'm kind of I'm a pretty insular dude. Like, I've got a close knit circle of friends. So when I see people that are just coming in, my instinct is to go like, "Oh, who's this fuckwit?" You just fucking think you can fucking come in here. But seriously, if there's people that watch that dude that have never seen Destiny before, and he brings them into it and they go, fuck, I'll play this. This is cool. Then that's such a win. Like, I know that, I wish well for all the people who are like our mates that have stayed the course with Destiny, because I foresee there being a pretty serious influx of new blood come Shadowkeep. And I hope that, people, like, continue to prosper when there's more competition and shit in terms of streaming and stuff. But man, that is a big deal to be able to draw from another community and have it be well received is fucking incredible.
And I
have my own take on that, but
I know you got a different one, but I tuned into the stream, right, and there was nothing negative that I could see about that stream, because what they were doing, they had Datto and Slayer in there helping, and they were completely blind to the Leviathan raid. 20,000 people watching, and he was enjoying it. You could see the process of solving the puzzles for the first time, and that was just. For some reason, I was just really hooked on watching it because it was really cool to see someone who had not played Destiny.
It's kind of like watching
see a raid for the first time and see their brain tick over for how to solve puzzles, and it was just. I thought it was really cool, and I thought such a great thing for the franchise. So all those people that probably aren't Destiny players watching it and seeing what a pinnacle content looks like, even though it's fucking years old, and enjoying it. I thought that was fantastic.
I mean, yeah, I understand that there are negatives that come along with it, and there's going to be people that'll enter the community that aren't necessarily sort of going to have the positive impact that others will. But I think we can't stop that. It's going to happen irrespective. So I'm just going to take everyone at face value, and if they're having a good time and enjoying the game for what it is and being a good person, then fucking welcome. That's all I have to say.
If you compare that to who was it? Was it Bungie or something like that? That did that, but then was like, this game's fucked. This is fucking bullshit. So, do you know,
because he went into PvP and got his fucking head kicked in, and it's like, this game's broken, fucking shit game. Oh, whatever, cunt. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
So I don't know. New community members are fine and dandy, and that's fine. But it just annoys me when people play an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and then they're not at the end game, and they're just like, oh, this game's fucking rubbish or anything like that. That's why I really like New Light.
Yeah, dude.
To go down to go back up. Like, New Light is basically, you want to get in and play Gambit Prime. You want to get in and play bloody the year one raids. Start up an account. Let's go over there. Let's fucking do it. That's easy shit, and it's really quite cool.
Yeah, it was cool it's so cool that you could get a friend in to Destiny, and they could be at the right level, and it's free, and you could show them what a raid experience looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
that's
absurd.
Pretty powerful.
I mean, anecdotal evidence. After we recorded last week and I went out to the pub, I was at the pub with my mates, badgering them to play Destiny with me. Once fucking Shadowkeep comes around and they're like, well, how much is it? It's free. Oh, I don't want to do all the boring shit. You don't have to. And it was like, I'm sitting there I had an answer for everything. It was the most empowered I've ever felt badgering people to play Destiny. It was delightful.
And this is the good thing. This is the thing that I really enjoyed about this week. People asking, what's this New Light thing? Like, it's Destiny's going free to play free to play. And I said, well, no, not particularly. It's not going free to play. You don't get access to Scourge of the Past. You don't get access to Crown of Sorrows. But what you do get access to is everything we had up to Forsaken.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Everything we had,
there's a lot,
and you've got the power level, and you've got the access to all of the activities. So if you want to come in and just go, hey, let's do a Nightfall, let's do 100,000 point Nightfall, 100k Nightfall on Lakers Shadows, and let's give you the challenge. Like, let's drop your light to 520, and let's give you the challenge of what it's supposed to be. Like, that's good times,
Yeah, I think it's going to be a huge shot in the arm. I just I have a lot of faith.
And you can buy shit, and you can buy shit a la carte as well. Like if you want to buy Season of Opulence, all right, I want to buy this, and I want to get this raid done.
I think the
so
one
that means
thing
you can skip fucking Season of the Drifter, because as far as I'm concerned, and I came to this epiphany this week, is that there wasn't any end game PvE activity, and that's what really fucking got me out of the game, and that's why I really didn't like it, because Gambit is fucking for me personally, it's really boring.
And even thinking about it, like, the exotics end up going into the loot pool, so they're not like, are they tied to that DLC? They're not, are they? Or are they? Let's say
I don't think so. I don't.
Like exotic
What-
quests, are they tied?
They're
is there
tied
any
to
exotic?
the specific DLC. They're tied to that specific season. So if you want that exotic, you have to get that season. That's
Yeah,
how I.
once the season's passed, don't they go in the loot pool?
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
you probably would need to own that respective season to be able to get them to drop.
Anyway,
I don't
I
know.
think
Fuck,
weapons like Truth and Thorn and all that sort of thing will probably be a quest line. However, I mean they changed the quest line from Thunderlord being a quest line to Thunderlord being a loot pool drop. So maybe I don't know. Like it's
it depends. I think the like mini events they've added them to the loot pool, like Arbalist and stuff like that. That just got added.
Yep.
If you like the winter events and stuff, but if
there's
it's
got to
a
be
big,
there's
like
got to be
Truth right
certain
now, you
weapons.
have to see Werner, so
Winner.
you know that might be attached. to-
Exotic quests aren't available for new light owners, but if you wanted to purchase, let's say, all of the season passes, then you'd have access to all of that content, all of the exotic quests and all that sort of thing. So if you wanted to go and get Thorn, there you go. You could go and get Thorn. If you wanted to go and get Truth, you play the Mananganangs and you go and get Truth, you know?
On that note, do we want to jump into what we think of, because we didn't have a whole heap of opportunity to dive into it last week with the fucking metric shit ton of awesome
Holy
shit to
shit.
talk about. But do we want to sort of go around and each talk about our thoughts on season of Opulence?
Yeah.
Opulence.
for sure.
All right. Well,
Um,
I mean,
go on.
I'll kick it off.
Kick it
then.
off.
So my thoughts of season of Opulence. The new raid, even though once you get up to light, it doesn't take very long. Like we knocked it over in 35 minutes, and we're all a little bit under 750, but it's a fun fucking raid. And I tell you what, like we had this, like the vessels being out of sync. We had it wasn't because of our ability. Like it was just the game was being a bit how's your father, but. Like crystals, like I had Witch's Blessing. Mr. Electric Nick didn't have Witch's Blessing, and I was just like, like we were trying to hit the crystals. Like, no, all right. It was just like, Maxi, come over here and get this crystal. Oh shit, we can't do it. We got through it without wiping, but I like Crown of Sorrows. I like it. I like it a lot. It's no Last Wish. It's not a last situation. It doesn't take an hour to complete, but it's fun.
But I think they balanced the race correctly, and then
Dude.
Once you know the mechanics, you can get through it quickly. If you don't know the mechanics yet, it's still going to take you a little bit of time. Like
I
think season pass raid,
it's the best
I think
example.
it's on the money.
It's the best example of. Remember, Joe Blackburn said ages ago. With a raid, you want it to be this massive, challenging, brutally difficult thing when you first do it, and you want it to be this memorable struggle experience, and then every time after that you want it to take half an hour because you fucking and I think this is as close as they're there. Like it took me 40 odd minutes in the first run because I ran with people who knew what they were fucking doing, and I knew what I was doing because I'd done it all but just hadn't finished the final encounter. So I think that like I have no with Last Wish, whenever someone's like, oh, do you want to run Last Wish? I'm like, man, I don't know if I've got a fucking hour and a half to do that. Like, I don't know if I can be bothered putting in that much time into it. And consequently, it's probably, I haven't done it as many times as I would ultimately have liked to do. Where this, I can see myself jumping back in and doing it just for shits and giggles. I mean, the armor for the Titan at least isn't bad looking either, and it's got that advanced perks and all enhanced perks
it's a
and
nice
stuff.
looking armor.
So there's a lot to go back into it for, but I think the encounters too, like it's kind of in one way I don't like it because every encounter has like it's kind of the same mechanics employed in different ways, or the same mechanics. And it's sort of like a step-by-step lesson on how to kill fucking Galran at the end. But I don't hate that either. I kind of like, I can see like, yeah, that's not a bad way to go about it. It really teaches you where you need to be and what you need to be doing. I imagine it would be a much more difficult raid race though if it didn't work that way.
Well, do you know the interesting about that was what it reminded me of was when I saw the other streamer do the Leviathan, and like Dado and Slayerage like said stuff like, well, I guess you've never done like not a pylon, like this X mechanic, which every Destiny player who's been there since Destiny 1, when you see a certain thing, you sort of understand how it works.
Yeah.
Like, you know that, okay, I've got to stand on this plate. Oh, a plate mechanic, okay? So they
Yeah,
were in
I've got to hold this
bars.
area until the percentages fall or whatever.
Like, yeah, if you've been playing Destiny, you just seeing what it looks like, you understand, okay, these are plate mechanics. We're going to have to like stand on the. So the interesting thing is about like the way that Crown of Sorrow is, I would say you don't need any previous raid experience, right? Because it teaches you every step from start to finish.
Even Spire of Stars, like even Spire of Stars didn't really need any sort of prior acknowledgement in the Destiny universe just to do Spire of Stars. Like it was all about throwing the balls and shit. There was no plate mechanics, so to speak.
I think.
Well, actually, no, that's a lie. No, I'm telling pork pies. No, there was in the final fight against Valkaor, but like it was more about throwing balls and all that sort of thing. Who doesn't love playing with balls? You know,
jumping on what Log was saying, like I think if someone bought this DLC in isolation, let's say they get into Destiny in Shadowkeep and they decide to go back and play some previous raids, like I feel like you could jump into this. There's not many barriers stopping you from like trying to work out this raid.
That and I mean, I think Electric Nick did an amazing job of talking us through the encounters too. Like the first night that we did at Sloth last Saturday or Sunday, whenever it was. We kind of, I knew what I was up against pretty clearly. And man, if raids are going to be like this, and they're not going to be like the massive last. Like I mean, I hope Black Garden is a big one, and then we start seeing more like I like this size of raid because I think it gives the opportunity to people who are Sherpas to be able to help a lot of people through it without bogging down their fucking time for like 4 hours to try and get people through one thing for one clear that they don't personally need. I think there's a lot of benefit in the way that the raid actually teaches itself to you as well as someone helps you learn it rather than, like trying to figure out fucking, what's that thing with the bloody lenses and shit in Last Wish? I can't remember what it's called. You know, that big machine thing where you look at the fucking pictures and then it's Antumbra, Pentumbra, and I'm like, that still fucking confuses me. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, mind you, but like I'm still like, this is that fucking thing that I don't understand. Tell me where to stand and shoot things.
From that. There was that encounter specifically. There was no real link. It was like trial and error until you, and it was a little bit too obscure.
You know what? It was obscure, but I like a bit of obscurity. Like I like how you can in Crown of Sorrows, it teaches you the mechanics to begin with. And then you move into, so you've got to shoot the crystals, and then you've got to get up in the face of the crystals in the next encounter when you're going across the fucking
let's call it a chasm.
The chasm, and all that sort of thing. Like you've got to get right up in the face of the crystals.
I reckon that's the funnest part of the raid.
Shoot them.
I reckon that is flat out the funnest part of the raid.
I love the final encounter because not only do you have to worry about the big sorty dudes that come out and like will absolutely eat you alive if you let them hit you too much, but the fact that you stun them and then the giant deception just goes, you fucked up, big axe, bang.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's some cool animation in it. There's some really cool animation in it.
But what I want to see, so a lot of people like, you know, the first encounter in Crown of Sorrows, it wasn't like it ruins the raid for them. What was the thing that Joker said?
It is a bit long. I'll pay that. It is a bit long.
It's artificial difficulty. Well, I mean, what
I wouldn't say that.
Want?
I wouldn't say that. It's
not. And this isn't directed at anyone in particular. It's more of a blanket statement for the Destiny community as a whole. Do you want a DPS like multiple phase DPS battle against this massive fucking boss with 60 billion health, or do you want a mechanic like I still think the best raid in the entire Destiny universe, even with the connection issues, was Kingsfall, because it was a mixture of like the War Priest was a DPS boss. whereas Oryx was less DPS and more mechanics. Like I like that mixture of the two. My favorite raid in D2 is Spire of Stars because it's mechanical. I like mechanical. I
think people will just have different preferences for raids.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like,
I think it's.
I mean, I always like the feeling of shooting a big boss. I don't think anything gets a better feeling than all standing in the same spot and just putting rounds down range.
Oh,
like,
dude,
I don't know.
You can't beat that. We were talking about that the other night, and it's such a Destiny thing too. It's kind of the hallmark of like. Ever since Atheon, it's been get to the middle and just fucking unload, right? Just, and everyone's watching the fucking health bar, and you've got your whatever gun, and it's kind of just like, oh, we're gonna get him. Oh, fuck! And you know, like I love that. I wouldn't swap that for the world, but you got to balance that as well.
Well, the first drunk raid, like it was like we got to the middle. The first drunk raid when on Xbox when we all fucking met each other and all that sort of thing. Not Matt because he's a pleb. But when you and I met each other, like drinking, we were just like, gotta kill Atheon. And then we all died.
And we all died except one of us, and he finished Atheon off, and we didn't have to watch.
And he finished Atheon off, and it was just like, oh shit. Like that right there is the epitome of a good raid where that a personal, a small, the less than the group of a fire team, 2 or 3 people finish it off.
Yeah, but see, I sort of like how Crown of Sorrow, you know, that's the pinnacle. That's, you know, when you get everything leading up to the boss is like more mechanics. And then when you get to the boss and you've got that, like everyone to the center DPS time. So I do enjoy that.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right, Joker. D2 raids are.
I do agree with that. Like,
sorry, you just cut out when you said that.
Hero moments.
D2 raids are missing hero. Is what I said. Like as Joker said in chat. Like that's
because there's no one role. There's no like sword bearer.
Yeah,
there's
the one role to rule them all. There's no sword bearer. The
one person to step up, and I sort of do miss that because. It's fun learning those roles. It's scary learning those roles. And man, I don't think you get more of a heart race than when like, okay, who's going to be sword bearer or who's fucking stepping up to do this really specific role. And
or that glorious moment when the dude who normally does it dies. and it was heroic. And there's like, like 5 other people there going, oh, who's going to do it now? I'll do it. And turns into this panic shit fest. I mean, admittedly, our experience at the back end of Crown of Sorrow, was much like that due to the fact that like random parts of the raid mechanics just stopped working entirely.
Like, I don't know how we got through it because I was talking to Electric Nick. Maxi and Nick and Mick were talking to each other. You and bloody
me and Sass were just doing a bit. Sass was laying down the law. Like, do this, do that,
do this. Log go here, log go there. Like, I could see you like on the corner of my eye. I was watching the stream. I could just see you going focus mode.
Yeah, it wasn't real good for engagement with chat. I'll say that it was just 40 minutes of ignoring chat to belt through a raid. It was fun.
That right there, like when things go wrong. When things go wrong is when Destiny raids are at its greatest. When something goes wrong and you're able to get through that challenge of something going wrong is one of the greatest things. And I actually really fucking enjoyed that raid. I was in the car going, fuck yeah, that was a good raid.
The other thing kind of by design now with the way the wipe mechanics work and stuff, you can't. Remember when it'd be down to one dude and the one dude would, you know, you had no reses left or whatever, and the one guy just had to get through it, and then he got through it, and everyone just spawns back in, gets the loot, probably did nothing to earn it. But that doesn't happen anymore because of that fucking timer thing and all that sort of shit. I reckon we need to go back to that where you can be literally carried through by one guy if they're fucking incredible in their moment, right? Mm. Like fucking Templar and shit in VOG was absolutely that. You know, like I think there was, or what happened with Coggy when we were doing Atheon that time, where it was like everyone else was dead.
I had a moment with Sassy. I don't think he's here at the moment, but with Leviathan and Callus when he does the napalm on the plates, and no one know, and it was like everyone was just watching his bar go down. Everyone stood on the plate except for Sassy, who jumped off. Everyone died. Sassy shotguns Callus, completes the encounter basically. And everyone's like, "What the fuck just happened?"
That's just game sense. That's just game sense. That's what that is.
Yeah, I know, but it just reminded me of those moments where you get
I seem to
one person
I seem to
pushing
remember
through.
Wrath of the Machine. Our mate, a Bungie monster, one of our mods here in this channel. I was doing a run with him, and that's when I was still doing raid help and all that sort of shit, and we all died at the final encounter when what's his name's doing his white mechanic, his arena white mechanic, and Bundy, like, we're all dead. And Bundy's standing there with his sniper. He's just fucking laying into this boss. And just as the white mechanic happens, gets that final shot in, kills him. Bundy dies, but we all get loot because he died. But it also counted as a raid completion, and that right there is.
I think anything that spontaneously makes 6 people cheer and yell out compulsively is good, and that's one of those moments. Yes. But I mean, that's really only half of what we got with Season of Opulence, because the other thing, menagerang or whatever the fuck we're calling it. Menagerie. I refuse to ever say the proper name of it ever again. But menageries. It's incredible in a way, because it's kind of like nearly a best of version of all of things from past raids and shit. You know, like you've got the gauntlet. There's all these little things in there that are little nods to other things that if you've been playing Destiny through the course of Destiny 2 at least, you'll recognize. But it is a hell of a lot of fun, and you can't lose. Like you
legitimately can't lose. Like if your team isn't working together very well, or if you're under light or whatever, you can't lose. And
it's the best you can pick your loot when you just feel like not. You know, sometimes you're like, I don't really feel like anything that's that intensive for my brain to do. You can just do that.
Yeah.
And it's fine. And it's fun.
And the loot's good too.
But the mechanics are fun too. So it was Nick, Kami, and I were doing the gauntlet, and apparently you had to run around 3 times. You had to run around the gauntlet 3 times. Everyone had to make it. Nick, Kami, and I did it. No worries. But one of the other dudes went through and did the Telesto glitch. So we got the triumph, and then we got the other triumph for the flawless run. But which was a bit of a shame, because I actually wanted to attempt that. Without cheesing it.
Oh yeah, don't tell me about it. So what, you can just, what's the time without dying or something?
So you had to get all 6 people around the gauntlet completed 3 times for that triumph, and then you had to complete it under time as well.
So you just glitched
for the second triumph.
triumph.
And they glitched it. Which, I mean, you know, whatever. Like if there's a glitch, Destiny players will find it. But Log, Maxi, Nick, Sassy, and I, we did a run through the other day of the new boss. We got, not only did we get the boss triumph of not killing any of the knights, which was like, I legitimately thought that we lost it.
The Kevin Costner knights that you're not allowed to kill to get that achievement, and they're just like diving in front of the ogre. Like, get out of the way, you fuck!
Get out of the way, you fucking plebs! No, we did the riposte, and we did the not the riposte. Yeah, actually, it was a riposte. We did the riposte, and we did the one with the thrall room and all that sort of thing. It's just fun. I love Menagerie. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it is the best part of, like, if you look at sort of the seasonal pass concept as a trial and error exercise of refining what sort of content to give us and when and how. I think that they've learned a lot through the process, and it'll be interesting to see where that goes, because Menagerie, while it's all still very fresh, and in a month's time we may not be hitting it anywhere near as hard, I think it is.
Or heroic mode.
It offers a lot of depth that hasn't really been present in previous iterations.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point as well from Ghost Rider. Thank you, mate. Like, do you want to put the chat up, Bob?
Yeah, fucking oath.
Good point from Ghost Rider. It's a good raid training ground.
True.
If you've got a few people who don't know raids or don't know mechanics or don't know how to do the communication thing, it is a great.
Well, I
it
guess
is a
for
great-
doing a six person activity.
It's a 6-man activity. You've got plate mechanics. You've got blind well mechanics. You've got sword and shield mechanics and all that sort of thing. It's just
Sword and shield.
yeah. So in the riposte.
Pokemon.
Oh, Matthew. Can we? Oh, look, these people were having an argument immediately before the fucking podcast went live about fucking Pokemon, of all things. And Matt's
Pokemon
screaming,
is a hardcore RPG, okay?
don't fucking trigger me. Don't fucking trigger me. And Sloth's just into him for the rent. And now, an hour into the podcast, he's brought it back up like the fucking dipshit that he is. Can we, look, we'll leave it till after. Let's, okay, what other fronts can we talk about Opulence quickly? The lore, Matt.
Tell
us lore things. Sorry, you were going to read out someone's comment, Sloth. Holy shit.
It's a good raid training ground, and like the you know what? No, read your fucking lore.
Got him.
Got him. Look, it depends what you want to know. So there's
Pokemon not having a console release, you fucking goddamn pleb.
there's
released on the Nintendo 64.
Stop.
Look, there's about I think I cut and paste all the Ishtar Collective lore into a Word document, and that's what I normally do when I read the lore and I make notes as I go. I think it's about 70 pages of about lore. I don't know how many words it was, but it was a decent amount. A bunch of the lore is about Palace's exile and what happened. A bunch of it is about setting up the Crown of Sorrows raid, and a bunch of it is just completely falsified records from Callus's counselors. Basically, there's a whole section, more than a section, that is like rewriting history or writing history before it happens. And there's all these really funny notes at the bottom, like one scribe is reviewing their record and going, "This is really plausible," and it's something that's like, I can't remember what it was. It was something that's super ridiculous. You're like, this will never happen. And like one scribe's like, "Good job, this is really plausible history." And some of it's hilarious. Like that, we become a shadow of Earth. We kill Marasov. We kill the Elixni. Mithrax becomes a shadow. All this like just falsified history.
Well, the one with, like, and I said this the other week, I can't remember if we brought it up on the podcast or on the stream, but the one where Callus basically kills Petra because he misinterprets what we as the Shadow of Earth say about, well, technically the Awoken are from Earth, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're right," and just cuts Petra down. I was like, wait, hang on.
Wait.
Yeah. So I was surprised we didn't hear Callus's voice in the raid itself. That actually surprised me that we didn't hear him talk to us like he normally does. I don't know if that was just something that I don't know. It felt out of place considering all the other Leviathans.
Yeah, especially when how much he talks in the menagerie.
Maybe Callus just doesn't exist.
But at the same time, I wasn't terribly upset because that audio is probably the hardest audio to get because everyone is always fucking talking between encounters or after you defeat the boss. So, I wasn't terribly upset that I didn't have to find those audio dialogues. But the character of Callus is probably becoming one of my favorite characters. He's super complex, and the next video I'm releasing is about what he met at the edge of the universe, and it's not terribly clear, but he says things like, "I met the true darkness," and he says stuff like, "The hive are nothing compared to what I met." And my sort of general gut feeling at the moment is if you said that Callus met either something that's more powerful than the darkness, you'd be on the right track, or if you said that Callus met the darkness itself, similar to how Oryx met the darkness, because there's also a reference about that. You might be on the right track too. And he also mentions the vision that he had, which was of a foreign ship. And obviously, I sort of instantly think that the foreign ship
ships.
that he is
what
ships.
what is out there on the edge of the universe? What do we know? What do we know? 100% is out there on the edge of the universe.
We've seen
Dorito ships.
Yeah, the Dorito ships. So
yeah,
it doesn't confirm it, but it sort of implies that Callus saw the Dorito ships kill everything. And that's the vision he had of the end of many worlds. And he also had a vision of his own death. And since that time, that's when his sort of philosophy was changed. And he was like, well, I know everything's going to die, so I'm okay killing all the fallen. I know everything's going to die, so I'm okay killing everything, all these different species. And then he sort of is like, but if you're worthy, you can join me. So like the clips, which is where one of the shadows of Callus was from, the role, he made them like an arcology aboard the Leviathan, where some of their elite species could live, and they could live with him until the end of.
So he's basically running Noah's Ark.
Yeah, he's basically.
I never thought of that. Thank you for fucking ripping for me.
There is.
Dude, that is yes. He's running Noah's Ark. Yes.
If you prove yourself worthy to be a shadow, you can come and live on the big boat.
Yes,
but in this case, it's a
the one difference is the boat is also going to sink. So it's not to avoid the apocalypse. It's Noah's Ark, but you just get to live in opulence. You get to live in comfort until the end of the world.
So
that doesn't sound so bad.
Well, I mean, this is the thing: is that so Callus?
Matt, did you just say Sloth's cat in the cupboard?
Oh yeah. No, I actually saw the Nomad say pussy in the background. I'm like, oh, who's this fuck we're going to have to ban? And then I looked at Sloth's screen and there was a cat in the cupboard.
I won't lie, that was what drew my attention to it as well. I was like, fuck, what's going on? Anyway, sorry, Slothy, you were saying. So rudely interrupted.
No, Callus seems a little... So when we first met him, I think he was very... Roman Emperor.
Yeah, I still think he's got a bit of that vibe.
Yeah, but he's now it's now down to brass tacks. He sounds very direct. He sounds very like it's less about the let the games begin. Like it's more about I know what's coming and I want you to be ready for what's coming.
Yeah, well, it's not even preparing. It that's why I really like his character. It's just, to be honest, when I was writing some of this script, I was like, almost felt like there needed to be a mental health warning with it. It was sort of like
it's really resigned to its fate. Hey,
he's described as very depressed, and then it's like happiness from accepting death, that there'll be peace in death. And that's really what changes it for him, is like, I know I'm going to die, and now that I know my fate, I'm not scared of it. I'm just going to enjoy what I can. And it's like, there's some pretty fucking deep issues like in that, and like when you start unpacking that, and I was like, man, this is like,
there's a lot of mortality issues there and all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's not the worst philosophy I've ever heard. I mean, really, if we're going to look at Callus as a role model, he's just saying, fucking, look, our days are all numbered, irrespective of who we are.
Yeah.
Go and have a good time.
Yeah.
Not here for a good time, not a long time.
Our days are numbered. Let's go and
grow fat with strength. Don't grow fat with strength.
So the other really interesting thing, right, is so you know Marisol.
Yes.
And you know how she threw herself basically into space when the darkness approached. And that's sort of what kicked off the Awoken storyline.
Yep.
Callus does the exact same thing, which mirrors what Marisol did. So when they get to the edge of space, he's like, I'm going out. And he does exactly the same as what Marasov does and throws himself into space. And then since that point, no one's actually physically seen him again. So he's got these Scion counselors. And so he talks to them telepathically, but they start to make records. So they made a footnote saying, we haven't seen Callus come back since. So and then he orders the construction of the robot Callus, and the Scion Council's like, he makes his robots, but he hasn't told us what they're for yet, and they're in his likeness. So we definitely know that that's what Callus 100% looked like. But since this experience, like, no one has really seen him again.
So you mean that big sucky space ghost in Leviathan could actually be the real Callus?
Maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
Big sucky space ghost?
Yeah,
you know the
purple head.
one with the fucking cup on his head.
What if Callus is in his own throne world? I mean, we're being spoken to from his throne world.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I certainly don't know, but yeah, there's so much possibility there when you look at it that way. I've kind of just assumed that he was sending out decoy robots because he was too busy fucking having a great time somewhere else.
So, like, I think, regardless, I think the big sort of what if is like what this record sort of shows is like, what has Callus become? I think that just put a big question mark of what actually is Callus. Like, what does the real Callus look like now? So,
what if Callus doesn't exist? What if something is
There's something
using...
driving?
No.
Yeah,
what,
you're right.
What if Callus is being used by something?
That's entirely possible.
What if he's being used by Savathun? That's why. Well, no, that wouldn't really make sense for the Galaram, would it? Because Savathun.
There is a couple of things Mr. Donegan's put in there. I've only read the entry once, but the Drifter has this really interesting conversation with Callus. I need to get back and read it again. And there's another entry. I think it's the Truth. I only read it once because it was at the very end of all my sort of reading.
Aggressively tracking Rocket.
And I just put question marks because I just like usually I write down what it means. And this was like page 70 of reading all the lore, over a day, and I was just like, I don't know, and I just spent question mark. I don't know.
All right, so let me tell you this right now, is that the lore is coming, and no one fucking cares. E3 happened this week.
E3, yeah.
E3 happened this week, my friends.
And Keanu fucking
some big news.
Wooed the internet.
Some big news. Some big news. Some news that is just more of the same coming out of E3. But the big one is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, it looks the goods, man. It looks
people
the goods.
I mean, like behind closed doors gameplay as well.
Yeah, but fucking you're breathtaking. Like Keanu Reeves. I've said this. I tweeted this fucking months ago, but he is legitimately the fucking nice guy.
Dude, I didn't realize how fucking tragic his backstory was.
Yeah, it is. It is miserable,
life.
but yeah.
But he seems like really just so very genuine, and like regardless of what people say about his acting ability, he seems so fucking genuine and just so lovely, and just completely blissfully ignorant of what the internet and what people think of him. He's just like, yeah, I'm just here to give people be entertaining and all that sort of thing.
Just a breath of fresh air as a human.
Yeah.
Right? I make these movies where I savagely fucking murder people for an hour and a half instead, but I'm really a fucking incredibly nice human, and I just want everyone to be happy. The end.
But he donates a lot of money to charity and all that sort of thing, and then you watch the video clips of that. Of him just taking down every single target in this gun range in the middle of fucking Texas somewhere, and he's just man. He is. But anyway, Cyberpunk 2077. They've released gameplay, not a gameplay trailer. They released a pre-rendered trailer. It looks very deep. It looks very it looks very CD Projekt Red. It's very deep.
Have you guys
it's
ever
very
played the board game?
no.
I've never played it either, but it's based on it's well reimagined or based in
It's based in that, but it's also like they referenced it in the Witcher 3, Ciri jumping through time with the elf fucking pleb that she was with. Ciri jumping through time, and they ended up with a place with flying cars and all that sort of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they actually referenced it in The Witcher. But anyway, so yeah, that happened. What was the name of that Japanese lady that was just gushing over?
Dude,
Oh God, what game?
I don't know her
I can't
name. It was Ghost. Fucking Ghost something. Ghostwire.
Ghostwire
Tokyo or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Ghostwire Tokyo, and she also is just
the internet.
She was gushing. She was gushing. She was just really happy. And you know what? More people that actually show some humanity instead of a fucking skin bag just trying to sell product is fantastic. It's really good to see.
I think that we're gonna see more of that because it's so fucking clear now that like just a solid presentation won't do it. You've got to believe, and you've got to make everyone else believe. That's what it's about. I think Destiny did that well. Just as an aside, I think that whole Shadowkeep reveal really hit that home. And
it did.
Yeah. Let's not go back into gushing about Destiny, but
the other thing that I really liked was Deathloop, the new Bethesda IP. Two African American leads, and it's basically one dude trying to escape this loop, and he's up against this lady who is quite happy not breaking the wheel, and they're just at each other's throats. She kills him, he comes back. He kills her, she comes back. And it looks really quite interesting. It looks like quite an interesting IP. Her name is Ikuri Nakamura, and she is wonderful. Yes. Yes, she is. But those are the ones that really caught my eye. And then you've got Fallout 76 becoming a BR.
Dude, how was the crowd in fucking Bethesda?
Seriously, Fallout 76 is becoming a BR.
Free to play BR.
So when I opened the stream on my iPad to watch it outside, I saw it. See, this is the thing.
I
spoke
you
about
should
this.
have heard the crowd, man. Everyone's just like fake crowd because they were cheering at everything. You could have said hi. Yeah.
Was there a crowd there, or was there just a speaker set up just with crowd sounds on?
No, there was a crowd there. But this is the thing. So, I mean, if you enjoy Fallout 76, cool. But trying to put a BR into Fallout 76, you're trying to break into a market which is basically a 50-50 split of PUBG and Fortnite. Everything else that has opened up a BR, I mean, Battlefield 5's BR has not lived very long.
No.
Fucking Apex.
Nope. Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, that didn't live very long. Apex didn't live very long, but that's for other reasons, not because it was a BR. But that was for other reasons. But people will always go back to the original. It's either Fortnite or PUBG. Trying to break into that market is insanity. It is fucking insanity.
Yeah, I've definitely been surprised because Apex definitely broke back in, like, has probably had the most success as
it has had
a
the
battle
most
royale since
any
the sort of
any
like,
battle royales, yeah.
And even to see that, I guess not drop, but like I don't know, like
kind of just fizzled out. Really,
it just sort of
see.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people playing it, but
I referenced this the other day. Sorry,
like Fortnite did or whatever.
I referenced this last night when I was talking to Kobe and Zeb and Kieran, is that the reason why Apex fell behind is because Fortnite has, let's pull a random number out of the air, 800 employees working on the game. They also have been, they're not under they're not under any sort of official investigation, but there are games journalists out there doing investigative reporting on Epic really crunching down on their employees, like working them to the bone, trying to get updates out for Fortnite. PUBG has Blue Hole Entertainment has a lot of people working on PUBG, and it's constantly being updated. Fortnite is constantly being updated. Respawn, let's pull a random number. Let's have Respawn have 800 employees. Half of those are already working on Fallout, on Jedi Fallen Order. So that's 400. And then you've got 400 employees and Respawn not crunching their employees. So therefore, they're going to put out less updates, and less updates keep people into the game, because it's the same thing. Like, if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's going to get really fucking boring.
I agree that Fortnite have been so quick to add new content and to keep the ball rolling. I think that's been pretty crazy with how they've put out content. But also they're in this niche as well. Like, that's what they do.
Yeah, and
That's what they do.
They've made the rod for their own back now too. Like, they can't back off. It's going to go like that until it dies. That's the scary fucking thing about it, is that the second anyone takes their foot off the gas, it'll be fucking what the fuck rage. Like,
well, this is the thing that most of the BR players, and this isn't a jab at people. This is just the people who play the genre. If they're not in game and they're not experiencing something new every couple of weeks or every month or so, they get really bored and they move on to something else. They have a short attention span. So people who play MMOs,
it's that kind of game, but the whole game's built around immediacy. You know, like, you just go in and then you play and it's one and done. There's no character development. There's nothing. It's just it's just like if you got dropped in, played one multiplayer game of anything, and then you're out again. And there was no commitment beyond that except buying fucking skins.
You know what?
Do you see this?
That's like me with Tarkov at the moment. That's like me with Tarkov. If I'm not playing with Matt, I barely play the fucking game because like it legitimately, I'll play it. And then, like, I remember that I've got to do this quest line, which is completely ridiculous, and I really, really don't like it. And I've gone, all right, so I'll go to factory, load up, take a pistol into factory, and then I get fucking destroyed by someone who's running fucking FAL with fucking armor-piercing rounds, and they're dressed up as a fucking
shit is. Sloth. Don't make
I do, mate. You're the third that doesn't fucking know.
No one tell me if in chat if you know what the fuck Sloth's talking about.
Shut up. But
so how about Nintendo? How about Nintendo saying they're like delaying Animal Crossing and this, that, and the other, and that it's more important for their employees' health to not have crunch periods, and that, you know, it comes back to that original statement that, like, how can our employees make the best games if they're stressed or something like that.
And you know what? People looking at crunch as a bad thing is a fucking good thing.
Yeah. It's a horrible,
because BioWare, like that fucking piece that Jason Schreier, multiple pieces that Jason Schreier put out, Jason Schreier put out.
Still wrong.
Is it still wrong? Schreier.
Is it Schreier? Okay, Jason Schreier put out.
Okay, can we
Shut
get,
up. You couldn't say fucking menagerie fuck 3 weeks ago. Shut the fuck up, Matthew.
We're going to need to get the vocal coach that helped Matt through the menagerie fucking dark period of his life.
No, we just need to make it a pun like Nicki Menagerie, because I can say it perfectly.
All right, just give us your best. If you're looking for something to comment and you can't think of anything, just give us your best pun on Jason Schreier's name.
So like the multiple pieces that Jason Schreier's put out, and it's about BioWare and Anthem, people having to take what was it, mental health casualties.
Wow.
Mental health casualties for crunch.
Be like sick leave. Be sick leave for mental health.
Can you do that for embarrassment?
The official statement was they had their mental health casualties.
Hey, Sloth, in Lord of the Rings, where does Frodo's home?
The Shire.
The Shire.
We've jumped the fucking shark. All right, now we're in the good part of the podcast.
So, anything else that really grabbed your attention at E3? You two fucking cock-ended.
Not really.
Fuckers.
I was still in a haze of hangoverness, but beyond just gushing about Kanye, I don't know, man. I've been eyes down on Destiny for the last few weeks.
Gushing about Kanye?
Yeah, man. Not Kanye. Oh man, Keanu. Fuck. What a horrible miss. I've finally said something I never recover from.
Did you see Frank Castle's dog?
No.
You didn't see that? What's the actor from Punisher?
Yeah. John Bernthal.
Is in I think it was an Ubisoft conference. He's in some game.
Yeah.
But for no reason, he just brought his dog out on stage and made it lay down. Like just because he loves dogs. Bam the dog.
That's good. That's good. You got to go that extra mile to get people to give a shit about your release, right? You've either got to have fucking Keanu or a really well trained dog.
Yeah.
Was there any more on Death Stranding? Was there any more on Death Stranding? I can't remember.
There was a few fucking
screenshots
and a bit of a trailer, I think, but beyond that.
Well,
I still don't understand what Death Stranding is. I don't get it.
I know you guys poo-poo on me, but Nintendo did a pretty good job.
Nintendo, Matt.
Not Nintendo. Nintendo.
Why do you always do this to me?
Do I even fucking know you?
Anyway, I know you don't let me look at Log. Fuck you, Log. Let me talk about Pokemon for one fucking second.
Go.
Okay?
No, I like Pokemon. It's good.
I'm excited for Sword and Shield on Switch, and we had some other Pokemon announced. We saw an electric corgi Pokemon, which literally looked like a corgi that was electric. And I can see you guys are not interested, so I'm not going to talk about it.
No, go for it. Keep going. That's fine. I'm listening.
Interested, man.
No, you don't get it.
I'm just typing Nintendo in the fucking thing.
Nintendo.
That's fine. No, tell us about it, man. That's cool.
No, it was good.
So apparently, John, was it Bernthal?
Yes.
His dog is a service animal.
Legend.
Oh, is that the
What a legend.
Yeah.
What a legend.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's really cool. I mean, service dogs don't get enough credit. Legit. Anyway, go on, mate.
Yeah. Well, look, when Sun and Moon was going to come out, I went and bought a 3DS. And before that, I bought like whatever Pokemon game was on the shelf, a Mega Ruby. And I've been playing, it's like 4 years old now. But every night I've been like Googling, like, how to get this legendary. It's so complicated. I'm like, how the fuck do kids play this game? I've got to go to this city and rename this Pokemon and fly here and do that. Anyway, I've almost completed my Pokedex and I'm fucking raring to go when Sword and Shield comes.
Are you going to tweet out when you do?
Well, right now I'm missing some. Do you know the best thing about it is my friend's got one too, and I had to physically go to him and like swap starters so I could get more of the starter Pokemon.
Is that?
And I'm like, this brought back so many feels from like
when you were in primary school and played
and like just begging people to swap fucking Pokemon so you could like complete or at least get all the starters, or like
you had to go to Harvey Norman to get given a fucking Mew.
Yeah, like invent
fucking
Pokemon.
Hours. Yeah.
Dude. Anyway.
It makes me happy that you're happy.
I am going to be playing Pokemon. I'll be live streaming that shit on. Well, actually, it comes out. Everything comes out in like September, right?
It'll just be me playing Destiny by myself.
It's going to be Destiny.
I'll be playing Destiny.
It's going to be Cyberpunk. It's going to be Pokemon. It's going to be Borderlands 3.
Cyberpunk's
2020.
Cyberpunk's
okay, so that's next year. Borderlands 3 was what I was thinking of.
Man.
Nutty.
I'm gonna give it a spell, but I'd just get tired of just getting perennially fucking yelled at by rednecks, which is basically what that game is. Just everyone running at you going, yeah. But I'm sure it'll be insane. But look, we're getting to the end of the show now,
3 is
aren't
a
we?
big fucking meh for me. No, I mean, like, listen. A3 is a really good tool for publishers and independent developers to go in and show off the game, but it's more on the publisher side, is that they show off pre-rendered cutscene trailers to raise hype. Don't buy into that shit. Don't give them money for a product that you won't see. Yeah, don't give them money for like you if you guys have financial independence, more power to you. But if don't give them money for a product that you're not going to see for 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. Just give it to us and we'll give you a substandard product right now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for reading that setup very, very well, mate.
I don't know if that absolves me from saying fucking Kanye, but I think it's pretty close.
Oh my god!
All right, so to close out the podcast this week, Log has a story from last weekend.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot about this.
I love story time with Log.
Stories. I need to do a pre-rendered intro. Story time with Log. I need to get like a comfy chair and a book and my glasses out. No, last weekend I caught up with mates, like my IRL friends, and like I game with them a bit, but whatever. And we all went. It was one of my mates' birthdays, and we went out for a feed, and we went to a bar, and then went out for dinner. And we were eating dinner, and we were all fairly well imbibed at that point. So I got there late. I got there after everyone else. So I did the whole, I'm going to play catch up, and then ended up fucking streaking into the lead. So I was pretty messy by the end of the night. But we finished dinner, and my mate, whose birthday it was, got a message from a guy that he worked with, and he's like, "What are you guys? What are you doing for your birthday?" And he said, "Oh, we just finished dinner. We're just going to go catch a few beers and then go home." And this guy was like, "You should come to this bowling club because there is amateur wrestling on." And my knee-jerk reaction was, why the fuck would I want to go and do that? And then a couple of the other boys were like, this will be fucking hilarious. So we all jumped in Ubers and shot up the freeway a bit and went to Charlestown Bowling Club to watch the amateur wrestling. And holy fucking shit, it was like the one of the weirdest experiences of my life. Like I'm not into that sort of stuff. So to kind of get there and there's like, it was weird because it was kind of like you could see that they were playing it being like the WWE, but they were also playing it being very, very Novocastrian, I suppose, in that there's just this guy that was like, here's this guy fighting out of Gosford train station wearing a bum bag looking like a drug dealer. Like, it's just aggressively taking the piss. So, I mean, we were pretty pissed, but by the end of it, there is a dude doing, I'll put the video up of it on fucking Twitter. There is a guy doing a fucking front flip off a fucking Bailey ladder that they bought from Bunnings, I assume, onto two dudes that had been lying on a table for 45 minutes doing nothing. And so that was one of the most weird experiences of my life, just ending up at pro wrestling. But I was being a bit dismissive of it, and I was being a bit of a fuckwit, as I tend to be when I've had quite a bit to drink, and saying like, who the fuck comes to things like...
What else is fucking you? You are a fuckwit.
I said, who the fuck comes to shit like this? And my mate turned around and he goes, this is what it felt like for everyone who didn't understand heavy metal coming to your shows. And I went, oh right. So no, that was the key learning from it. Don't be a judgmental cunt. There you go. It was fun. I had a good time with it. And there was this one guy. This is the weirdest thing. I was at the bar, and I was getting a beer for me and my mate. And there was this wrestler's walked out, right? And he doesn't say anything. He just goes shh at everyone. That's his character arc, I suppose. But he walked out and it played this music, and then the music went really quiet, and I was like talking to the guy behind the bar, and everyone in this, like, and I'm talking like probably 300 or 400 people all simultaneously just went shh. I had no idea what the fuck just happened. It was the weirdest. It was like God just went, shut up, you've had enough beers. I mean, I've still had one, but anyway.
Is that how many people were there? That's pretty big.
It was fucking, yeah, I was staggered by it. I was staggered by it, and I had all the fucking little tropes and shit you'd associate with wrestling. Like the guy that won it in the end, his little mates came out and fucking kicked the crap out of people, and it was all staged anyway. So who cares? But fucking man, yeah,
That's fantastic.
that was my night, and I literally have been paying for it ever since because I have not drank like that in a long, long time, and I don't intend to until PAX.
Oh, it hits you, man.
Oh, PAX is going to be
Just talking
Friday to Sunday going like, oh,
prepare your livers.
Yeah, if you're going to be there, holy shit!
I don't think my liver's going to be. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I was talking to Nick and Mick and Maxi and all that last night, and they're like, I said, oh, well, the early bird tickets to PAX I think they wrap up this weekend. So if you haven't got them, go and grab it super quick. But they're like, I don't know, I might only buy a ticket for one day because I think I'm just really there to drink. There's merit in that.
He's not wrong.
There is merit in that, but we also got to remember that this is the first time. This is the first time, not the three of us, but this is the first time that Cunts Inc. will have met in real life, and there will be alcohol consumed.
Oh, it will be
to quite a significant degree.
Quite an opulent degree.
Yeah, opulence.
We're sitting in the back of a pub somewhere, and Matt's just got a glass of brandy, going, "Let the games begin! Have at 'em, boys! Have at 'em, boys!"
All right, wrap this shit up, Sloppy. Outro 1 of 8.
Fuck you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We are the DDU. We do a lot of things about Destiny. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for your patronage. If you are listening on Spotify, thank you very much for your continued support there. If you have any questions, queries, doubtful points for anything that we've missed or anything we've gotten wrong, because it usually does happen, thank you very much. Just let us know in the comments below on YouTube. Timings over the next couple of weeks are going to be skew-if. Keep an eye on the twitter.com/Destiny_podcast, DDU_podcast. You'll find all the information there because Matt's got his very important doctorate stuff that he needs to work on. And,
that'll be starting in July. So middle of July, we'll probably start seeing some. Oh, actually, beginning of August.
So
we'll keep you posted. Yep. But we don't take this shit lightly. We don't move the cast around. We know that it's, for us, it's a weekly ritual. So I imagine it's the same for everyone. And, we'll always strive to make sure that come Monday morning, you've got an episode to click on and fucking listen to at work to ease those Monday blues away.
Yeah. And as I said, like you guys, Log sees all the numbers for this, and we chat about it briefly every now and again. Thanks for listening.
It's been
on Spotify. Like, it's big clicks. Thank you.
It's been a big few months. It's been a really pleasant kind of thing to be able to look at that and every week look at it, and it just goes up a bit. And I know that that's also Destiny, coming back to a very, very good place, and everyone's excited. And whether you've been here for a long time or you're brand new, just know that we appreciate having you around. And if you ever want to get in touch with any of us, just jump in the Discord, and we're around a bit. We're pretty serious about being community. Well, Matt's not. Matt's off on his own. He doesn't give a shit.
Matt fucking don't try and DM Matt. I've seen his fucking Discord. I've seen his Discord on screen share. He doesn't check messages. He's fucking useless.
What did you say? What did you say like 5 minutes before we went live, Matt? I think I might just delete Discord and start again.
I did say that.
Scorched earth.
Just turn off your fucking DMs, you daft prick.
No, it's a mess.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, queries, doubtful points, let us know on Twitter, DDU_podcast, at LogPowerSlave, at Mylan Games, at Realtime Sloth. We do upload once a week. The uploads are going to be a bit housey father, but until the next time, we've been the DDU podcast, and go fuck yourselves.
You got anything you want to say? You feel like you can add to that, Matt?
The law will find you. Thanks for joining all the kids from the new coding club.
Whatever you do, don't tell your mum that you know these new words. All right, we're going to go. We're going to raid. We're going to visit a good friend of ours, Chook. Go in and make some fucking noise in his chat, please, because he is one of the loosest units and nicest blokes you will ever meet. So until next week, see you later.